Yeah. Good afternoon, my dear brothers and sisters of TBC worldwide. It's 12 noon here in Nigeria and 4 a.m. South Pacific time in America. And it's probably evening or night in other parts of the world. You are all welcome to my broadcast today. I've been away because I've been sick. If you look at my white beard, you see that I'm no more a young fellow. I'm an old man. I'm 74 years old. But that notwithstanding, while I was away, I was still taking part in the recent Monday button meeting because it's very essential that members of TBC should have their same buttons turned on and they attend these Monday meetings led by our very able, amiable leader, Mr. Randy Wilson, and sometimes by our very good, friendly Stephen Coffee. And then we have the Tuesday editions of this same button meeting for French, Hindi, and the one for the Pakistani. So I've been following it up. I've been taking part in those editions, but I couldn't broadcast because I'm still having problem scheduling a broadcast with my smartphone. So there's no need broadcasting when you cannot upload it. So I did not do any broadcast, even though I was in the sick bed. I would have liked to do one so that all of you will see how sick I was. But notwithstanding, during that period, I was very touched by a particular incident. A lot of things have been happening. A lot of things have been happening in TBC. TBC is one of the best organized groups I've seen in international setups, where people are taken care of, where people are regularly updated with current informations about what is happening with themselves and their wallets, their pockets, their money, their economy. Hence, it is really very important that we should quicken the process of getting to our destination of 1 billion members in a very short period. Because from all the news and information flying through everywhere, the world is not running smoothly at all. There is danger in the air, and we should all understand it and try to let our brothers and sisters and friends and well-wishers to understand and join TBC and somehow secure our future, because the future of a human being depends on the economy. If you cannot eat, if you cannot have a roof over your head, you are in a real bad shape. And TBC is one good organization and community that has brought people from all over the world, under one umbrella. And this umbrella is a very big unifying umbrella, because within this umbrella we have made friends. We are all friends. Automatically we are all friends. We communicate with one another. We exchange ideas, we exchange information, we are daily talking to ourselves. You look at the broadcasters. They are broadcasting, giving information to their downlines, giving information to their communities, giving information to all, especially to those who want to listen. A lot of people still do not want to listen because their mindsets have been completely polluted and disorganized. The human race is no more thinking properly. Because if we're thinking properly, we should be able to get away from the shackles of these hawks, from these vampires who have dominated our lives for many, many centuries and are doing that with reckless abandon, without caring what happens to the majority of the human folk. So that is why it is really praiseworthy that we should give admin all the support he needs. To need all the support. We are the ones who need support because what he's doing is for us. We should give ourselves the support we need to get to the promised land. We are the ones that will make it possible. Admin has done his own. He has generated so much money, so much TBC coins in his wallet that it will make it possible that we have 1 million billionaires and 1 billion millionaires if we get to our promised land. So what is our problem? He advises us to take all these coins he has in his wallet and distribute it to the world so that they will join us and become verifiable members. Because only when we are a verifiable member that we know you are a real member of the community. Hence, I was worried when one of us, I will not mention her name, one of our very ebullient, good leaders came on air and admin posted it to show us what is happening, what the elites, what the dangerous animals out there are doing to disorganize us. She affected. She came on air and she was weeping. I was very badly disturbed and touched. But admin, being who he is, quickly started taking steps to inform all of us that what the American economic something was doing was just to gather information about cryptocurrency because they are feeling threatened. They are threatened. They know the danger in which they are. They know that if they let the world collapse economically the way they have planned it, that organizations like the cryptocurrency, especially TBC, will not let its own people suffer. So they are threatened because they thrive in the suffering of their fellow human beings. Their own aim is to let the human suffer. And it's because when you suffer, you cannot think properly anymore. And that is when you even begin to love your oppressors, your enslavers. You begin to even admire them because they have so many that you have lost your self-esteem. You cannot think properly anymore. So you begin to even love them and support them to continue enslaving you. And that is what we are having. And that is why we are not rapidly getting to 1 billion members, verifiable members as we wish. But notwithstanding, admin on his own part quickly informed all those people that nobody should mortgage his house, sell his property, or even hire solicitors or lawyers, because this is purely an inquiry. Nobody is being hunted yet. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not relax on our oars. That is why we have to hurry up, because as soon as we get to the mark of 1 billion verifiable members, we become very powerful. We become a real plug in the wheel of these tyrants who have enslaved us. They cannot then manipulate us, they cannot command us, because we are a private community. Please, it is essential that all of us should go and read the publications and even listen to the videos that admin posted on this topic of private and public economy or entities. It is extremely important because many of us are still afraid. Many of us are dancing to the annihilating the dances of these elites because we don't know our rights. But we are a private organization. We are a private medium of exchange. We exchange among ourselves. We are not exchanging publicly. We are not going to anybody and say, look, buy my TBC or anything. We are using our own currency to have a means of exchange among ourselves, to use it to trade among ourselves and to execute contracts, do jobs, buy and sell among ourselves. It's a private currency. And as soon as 1 billion people have it, it becomes even a world currency. It will automatically become public because by the time everybody sees the value, they will all rush to join TBC. And if the whole world joins it, it is no more private, becomes public. But then the point has been made. Nobody controls our life anymore. Because if you cannot control my boss, you cannot control me. My own wallet is my private property, and I do as I choose with it. You cannot get up and say, because I have my private wallet now, I should be paying you so much commission because you call yourself a bank. A middleman who collects people's money and then force them to pay him commission on it. That is why I'm using this medium to talk to our brothers and sisters in America that have been being subphoned to give information or to attend to inquiries or something, that we should not be afraid and we should not leave TBC. These are the things we should all expect it will happen to us in all our countries one by one, because all these countries are watching. They are watching and they are afraid. If I look at a country like Nigeria, where the reason why we are still safe here is because the whole country is in a confusion. The whole country is disorganized. There is no proper government here. People are doing whatever they like. Because if you have a government, you cannot be put in the parliament. You go beyond your salary and take allowances far above what every other person can get. Your salary is 700,000. You go and take 30 million, 20 something million as allowance, while some people are earning only 18,000 naira as basic allowance. There's basic salary a month. And you take all this money and you think the country is organized. No, there's no country. This is a confusion. And probably my fellow Nigerians will quickly rush in and join us in TBC so that we gradually take over the economy of our country in our private process and don't allow all these criminals who call themselves politicians to be stealing our property and be controlling us. So, my dear brothers and sisters in the US, admin has now made it possible for you to meet a lawyer who will discuss. Let me share let's go to that blog now, because it's very, very essential. It's very, very important. It's extremely important. Very, very. Okay. So let's go there. The blog. My brother Stephen Coffey spoke about it on his own blog on the 203 broadcast. And I want to use this medium and time now to congratulate Kofi on the wonderful jobs he's doing, clocking 200 and more broadcasts. That guy is wonderful. He's very energetic. It's unbelievable. I hate him and I admire him. And I wish he continues in his wonderful job to see to the success of TBC. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. And I use the opportunity also to congratulate our able leader, Randy Wilson, for his birthday, which I couldn't do because I was hospitalized, to congratulate him and thank him for all the good jobs he's doing and wish him and his family good and pray that he continues to do the good job he does. So this is the admin blog on that topic of Security and Exchange Commission inquiry, or whatever they call it. It says Zoom meeting discussion about first public notice coming soon. So let's go to what admin has written about it. So you can see a barrister. This is how they dress in Africa. I don't know how they dress in America and Europe, but in Nigeria, this is a typical way they dress, and I'm sure in Ghana, because I suspect that this is our brother leader in Ghana that has organized this. So he says, Barrister Fogan Rene at Fogan Law and Partners Chambers is setting up a Zoom meeting for those that got a subpoena. So, and he wrote, as many of you already know, the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission is looking over all cryptocurrency, including TBS. Then this is the blog, this is the link to that publicity about the public inquiry notice. This is what regulators do, and there is no need for alarm within the TBC community. So, regulators, naturally, before they do anything, they will make inquiries to know how it stands with the public. Naturally, they do inquiries and they ask for inquiries. It has nothing to do with criminal indictment or criminalization of anybody they ask. They only ask those they think can give them the information they need. So admin is telling us that there is no cause for alarm at all within TBC. And he continues, as a friendly member of TBC, Morgan Rene will set up a Zoom meeting to meet with those that received a subpoena to discuss the first public notice. His legal background equips him with the ability to read and understand documents such as the first public notice. Ladies and gentlemen, you know legal language. Even though in my own language they say it's English, but the way they coin it, laymen like us, we have difficulty understanding it. So it is the lawyers themselves, those who write those scripts, that the ones who really know how to read, understand, and translate them. So our able member, friendly member, Fogen Rene, is a barrister, is a lawyer. So that means saying he has the background, naturally he has the background to read and understand this first public notice. Those that received the subpoena are invited to attend, and this is not for other TBC members that haven't been subpoenaed, because the focus of this meeting will be to help those have that have understand the first public notice and how to apply it. So during this Monday, yesterday's same button English meeting, our brother from Ghana said that some people have already started asking him why they should not attend the meeting, that they want to attend and all that. Admin has categorically stated it here that it's purely for those that were invited for that public inquiry. It's not for all of us. We should allow them to go so that they will have a one-to-one talk with barristers who will explain to them and guide them on what to do and how to go about it. So please, let's not go in our desire to know everything that happens in TBC, which is very good, and disturb them. We should not disturb them now. We should allow them to do this job so that our members will be happy, and that our sister that was very upset will not leave us. I will very much wish that she stays with us. She has been doing very well. She has helped a lot of people. There's no need going away now because of this small incident. Admin is solidly behind you. All of us are solidly behind you. So don't be afraid. Don't panic. Just take it easy and remain steadfast. This temptation will come our way. It's just beginning. It's just beginning, ladies and gentlemen. I have to repeat it because most of us think that this is going to be a jolly ride. It's not going to be a jolly ride. That's one of the reasons why we said our admin should not be tampered with. Nobody should go about trying to identify who admin is. Because if they had known him or her by now, they would have silenced him. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Because these elites are so powerful. They have dominated this world and they are stopping at nothing to continue. So it is very, very essential. We should all understand that what our brothers in America are experiencing now, even though it's ordinary inquiry, it's not going to end there. By the time they finish the inquiry, they are still going to do more to stop us. But they cannot stop us because we are a private community. We have the national law and justice to form associations and to be among ourselves. We don't need permission of anybody to interact within ourselves. We have no apology to render to anybody. We don't have to beg anybody. If we want to exchange our goods and services among ourselves with any type of currency we think is good for us, nobody can stop us. So please, let us have that mindset that these guys are just drowning fellows. They are drowning and they are just scrambling. They're just scrambling to grip on anything on their way and drag that thing down. They cannot drag us down. They cannot drag us down. This thing came out at the appropriate time. Admin is a God-sent fellow. It's a God-sent fellow that this TBC was started 2 years ago, and we have gotten to this extent. We're over 3 million people. Bitcoin has not got up to 3 million people. We are above 3 million, and with all this introduction of how to make a cash flow, reward new members who get more referrals within 24 and 48 hours, getting merchants to join us, we shall get to our destination in a very short time. We all need to put our heads together, make it a business. Look, we should make it a job. There is nothing that you get in this world for nothing. You must work hard for everything you want to get. And if you work hard, God rewards you. And God is with us, and God is behind our admin. God is with all members of TBC. We should not allow them to drag us down. We should not allow these drowning elites who have dominated us so far to take us down while they are going down, because their currency is about to collapse. It's already collapsing. The value is collapsing. They do not even trust it themselves. That's the funny part of it. Those people who are controlling it don't even trust the currencies they are controlling. Excuse me. Because they see the world is becoming knowledgeable. The world is moving away from them. They are now confused. They will come up with all sorts of regulations and laws, but it will not affect us because we are on a very solid ground. We are private, purely private. You can do your public law, you can do whatever you like, but you cannot come into my private bedroom and command me around. You cannot do that. And we have the right, the natural law, common law, to associate and look after ourselves. Since the government cannot look after us, we have the right to look after ourselves, and that is what we are doing. And nobody can stop us. Nobody. So please, our members, TBCians, I thank you for keeping the fight going while I was sick. I'm joining you in my small way now, and I bless you. I will now be doing my broadcast as usual. I wish all of you well, and those people who have been joining me during my broadcast, please come back, join me again. I'll be broadcasting around this time every day now, starting from tomorrow or next, because by tomorrow I'm still reorganizing myself since I came back. So I just wanted to do this to let you know that I'm back, and to thank you all of you for a wonderful job you're doing, and to bless our admin and our able leaders, our world leaders. God will keep on blessing you. God will keep on guiding you and keeping you strong, so that you save humanity from the hands of these animals who want to destroy us. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye-bye for now. See you very soon.